Hey there, Young Living Oilers. This is Sarah Harnish. So good to have you guys on for day 3. I got evicted from my usual spot because we have a whole house full of Southerners with us tonight. And so they've taken over my living room and are sleeping with my Christmas tree. But the good news is I'm in my husband's office. And look, I get to look at Cowboys memorabilia for the entire boot camp tonight, which I think is pretty cool. My husband is a Texan. I married a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. So any other Dallas Cowboys fans out there? And give me some love. And I'm a Chicago girl, right? So I should totally be all Bears all the time. But yeah, no, I'm all Cowboys, courtesy of my husband. So day 3, you guys have made it. You made it past the first 2 days. Those were the hardest, longest videos. Tonight's going to be way shorter, and it's going to be more the norm of what you can expect on boot camp. So I'm so proud of you for getting that far. It looks like we found somebody. Oh! Okay, this is one of my silvers at 6. This is Sherry Napier. I told you I stole some Southerners. I'm not even kidding, right?
Just a few.
Yeah, these guys from Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh, you took no.
Did I say it right?
No.
Did you bring sweet tea?
No. Because it's freezing.
She's like, yeah, it was 65 when we left, and her daughter's and my niece is in college in California, like 85 there, and it's, what, 20 outside, I think?
Yeah,
we're in upstate New York. Cold. It's really cold here. Why don't you guys tell me how cold it is where you are? Oh, Mary's on. Hey, Sherry.
Hi.
We got friends in Indiana. You guys are all over the world. We got friends listening tonight in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Japan. Oh, you're getting shout outs for Greenville. Hello from Tennessee. Shelly, good to see you. Lafayette, Tennessee. It's awesome. Austin, Milwaukee born girl by birth only. Yep, we're Chicagoans, both of us. So, yep. Texas, freezing Wisconsin. I know, Jen, we're totally with you. It's like so cold here. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, we appreciate you guys. I get to hang out. We have a big silver retreat kicking off on Friday morning, so my silvers are starting to come in from all around the country. How to do retreats will be in game plan 2. I'm already writing it. The other thing I was working on tonight, which should be this evening, is anybody out there enjoy listening to game plan by the ear? Audio version of game plan via Audible. Anybody enjoy that? Give me a thumbs up. We just finished it. It took me 70 hours to record it in studio, recorded it in a $100,000 studio, top-notch sound. And I've been anchoring news for 18 years, so it's really came off good. And we are uploading it to Audible tonight. So hopefully by the end of the week, it should go live and I'll be able to announce to you guys that it's up there. But we've been working really hard on getting that done. So I'm very excited. Very excited. And the game plan mini books we're shooting for late next week. So we'll see how that goes. So maybe this is your first boot camp. I got to tell you guys, the momentum behind this boot camp is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Last night we had Jill Young, who's a Royal Crown Diamond, was blessing us. Franciela from Mexico, her team was on as well. So such a blessing. Our friends in Mexico. Yanni, one of my friends as well from Malaysia, is a Crown Diamond, was on last night, on today, on the first day. So just such a blessing to have so many of our good friends on. And then we got our silvers like Sherry on here as well. So it is a momentum. Game plan is a movement and a momentum. We hit number 5 on the bestseller chart. And I know if you guys share this with your teams, we can get to number 1. I know you can. We can get to number 1. We're averaging 90,000 people for reach and 17 to 20,000 on that are watching it either live or after the fact. I want you to know too, we have an amazing team working on the website. Have you guys had a chance to check the website out? It went live last night, oilabilityteam.com. And just a few hours ago, they got an audio version of the 101 CD online. And it's shareable, which means that you can give them the link and you can now send the audio 101 lecture to anybody in the world. So if you want to teach a 101 class in Kuala Lumpur and you can't get there, you can give them the link to the audio 101 and send it and basically teach an audio 101 class. So it's awesome stuff. So if you're just joining us, hey, thank you for the shout out on the website. Appreciate that. Thank you, Crystal. So if you're just joining us, you're going to want to start with video 1. Video 1 lays a nice solid foundation. You want to go through the videos in order because some of the stuff I say later on isn't going to make any sense. So day 1 and day 2 were for pumping you up. They were for exciting you, for igniting you, for setting you on fire. Anybody out there on fire? Do we have a little oil adrenaline going on tonight? There's so many people on. It's crazy. I'm ready for some oil adrenaline because I'm speaking life over our business. I believe that our diamond month is February. So if you guys want to sprinkle a little diamond dust up here in upstate New York, we'll take some of that. If you're just joining and you're not familiar with what this is a boot camp based off of the Game Plan book, a brand new Young Living resource, brand spanking new, literally 4 weeks old. We're number 5 on the bestseller charts on Amazon. My name is Sarah. I'm a Young Living Platinum. I've been a radio news anchor for 18 years. I've got 5 kiddos, Gabriel, Isaiah, Gracie, Ben, and Noah, from 9 all the way to 17 years old, which means I'm in the part of my life where I'm teaching my teenagers how to drive. So as long as you're not in New York, you're safe. If you're anywhere near us, oh my word. How it works, 25 days, 9 p.m. Eastern every single day, except one day. One day I'm going to change the time on you, only because I got to go to a retreat and lead all my silvers and go love on them for a while. We had a big old silver retreat this weekend for our team. So on Friday only, I'll be shooting in at 9 a.m. But the other 24 days will be at 9 p.m. Eastern time all the way until we finish the boot camp. So 25 days, 9 p.m. Eastern, save this Friday, 26 chapters, 25 workbook chapters, a video every day, reading every day, workbook assignments every day. So this is intense. You're not going to be able to passively listen. Did anybody enjoy the assignment from last night? Writing out your stories. I was seeing some photos all over Facebook of your guys' stories, and man, I was in tears all day today. Some of your stories are intense, and it tells me how seriously we need to take this whole hashtag poverty over thing, because there's a lot of you guys out there that need release from poverty, and John and I have been there. We have walked that road. If you haven't heard our story, go look at video 2. If you need a little fire, you need a little, need to be ignited, that's a really good place to go, all right? Go watch video 2. But I love to hear your stories too, so continue sharing them. If you want, you can take photos of your vision boards and pop them in the comments on this live video, because I would love to see some of the vision boards you guys worked on today too, and see what you put on paper. Remember, your number 1 rule is it's got to be tangible. So something that happens within the next 12 months, a goal for the next 12 months, and specific. Don't just put the word freedom up on the board. I want to see $3,000 a month paycheck. All right, very, very specific, tangible goals you can hit in the next 12 months. So what do you have to do every day? You don't really need a script for how to do this, because if it's day 3, you're reading day 3 in the book and you're doing the week 3 workbook assignments and you watch a video. If it's day 4, you watch a video, you do chapter 4 in game plan and the chapter 4 worksheets. Okay, so it all just follows whatever day we're on. We kept it as simple as we possibly could. And the nice thing is that when this boot camp is done, we are collecting all of these videos as we go through it, because I know it's hard to find them on the Facebook page. If you go to oilabilityteam.com, and you click on boot camp, you'll see all the videos in one place with the homework assignments already written out for you. If you forgot what they are, you can send your leaders to that page, and it's all in one spot. So hopefully that'll really encourage you. If you want videos to shoot to your team, you can send them right to that page, and they'll be up there forever. Forever and ever, amen, all right? So let's see here. What you're going to be doing with this boot camp, you're going to be plotting out your business in 2017. You're going to be laying down goals that we're going to train you on this boot camp to stick with. And then through that, you're going to ignite your team and you're going to explode your OGV. The supplies that you need are the game plan book. If you don't have a copy of it, you're going to want to go get on. We're selling about a book a minute right now online. So thank you. Appreciate that. And then you're also going to want the game plan workbook right here. You might think you could do boot camp without workbook, but you are sadly mistaken. You really, really need that workbook to be able to do the assignments, because the workbook is what tailors the entire system to your team. It's what puts feet to the stuff that we're studying in the game plan book. So it's a completely different focal point and vantage point. You're going to want to do them together in tandem. All right, do them together. So, and again, you can find all that stuff, all the resources and everything you're looking for at oilabilityteam.com. All the bootcamp videos, everything. So a few stats on John and I. Maybe this is your first video and you never seen my ugly mug on your screen before. My name is Sarah Harnish. I got my kit 2.5 years ago. 8 weeks after it was on my door, John and I hit executive, and then we went silver in 1. We hit silver 18 days after we hit executive. We hit gold 5 months later, and platinum 8 months after that. And I believe with all my heart that February is our diamond month. We are very, very close to diamond. So we did it while working 2 full-time jobs, homeschooling 5 children, including a special needs son, and then cooking very free meals for some people. And I was anchoring news full-time on a radio network at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've done that for 18 years. So I had no network marketing background. I have no sales background. I had no time Because I basically would go in an anchor, and then I'd come home and I'd homeschool 5 kids all day, and then I was mom taxi all night, and I'd cook and I'd collapse and get up and do it again. That was my life for 18 years. I had no internet. I live in a really, really rural area. I'm not in New York City. I'm 5 hours from New York City. So it's really, really rural where I live. I had moved across the country just a couple years before I got my starter kit so that I could take a position anchoring with this network. And I lived in Chicago my whole life. So I had no friend circle when I came here. I had no money. I had no resources. So if I can figure this out, you can figure this out. All right. If I can do this, I really believe with all my heart, anybody can do this. That's why I wrote the game plan book, because time doesn't matter. Your resources don't matter. Your friend circles don't matter. All right. None of that matters. All right. What matters is your why. What matters is your passion and your willingness to fight through mountains, because this is hard. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. We got a 270-page book we're training on. All right. It's not easy, but we're going to give you a lot of tools that's going to make it easier for you to be able to get to the goals that you're setting for yourself. I just want you to know that it's possible. So I don't tell you my story to be a sob story. I tell you to ignite you and get you excited and show you that you can do anything you put your mind to. Anything. What level was I with Young Living when I stopped working my radio job? I was a gold. When I stopped, it was 1 year into my business. I was a Young Living Gold. 1 year after that, last September, just a couple months ago, we retired my husband when we were platinum. So both my husband and I are now home full time, homeschooling our children and doing these amazing boot camps and writing books and speaking and doing all sorts of fun stuff. So you guys can do it. Okay. One of my whys was getting my husband home. I know how tired he was and how hard of a job that he had. He was working as a contractor for Fortune 500 company as a software developer, and it's hard. It's a very high stress job. So he loved his boss, loved his company, really, really, really blessed. But the work was hard. And so it was very good to get him home and get him well rested, to see my husband recovering, and to see him doing so well. We're really, really blessed to both be able to be home. So I want to tell you too, though, this book is how we pulled it off. It's our game plan. So John and I did this after 36 years in poverty, on food stamps, on the medical card, in government housing, with 3 full-time jobs and 1 part-time job, a 21-hour course load in college. You have to stack Young Living up against everything that you're doing right now. You got to weigh it and see that it's a better option. You've got to see that it's your way out. If you can make a list of the pros and cons of Young Living and make a list of the pros and cons of what you're doing right now, I promise you the list for Young Living is going to be better. So that's your task as leaders, as you're training your teams, is to get them to see where this goes. See, they fight for it. They're not going to be a star if they fight for it. They're not going to be a senior star if they fight for it. They're going to blast so far past that, because God's dreams are bigger than your dreams are. They're bigger than your dreams. So don't put limits on yourself and where you can go. All right. Because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And this is in your business. It's his. So if you say, you know what, I can only get to star level, or I can only get to senior star level, then you're telling God that that's as far as he can go with your business. And that's not true, because he's the God of the impossible. He can do anything. So you don't want to put any limits on him. All right. You want to let him go and say, God, you know what? I'm going to follow you wherever you want my feet to go. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to be obedient to that. And I'm going to follow it. And you do that, and you just brace yourself, because God is going to take you to some pretty amazing places. You might end up being a platinum, on the cusp of diamond, writing a book for the first time that's on the Amazon bestseller list. And you never know. You never know. I'm a no-name author. I've never written a book in my life. I've never published anything. We self-published it. It's a really specific topic. It's on Young Living. We're right behind Donald Trump's book right now. It's because you guys are all out there and you're believing in the dream. All right. The dream, it's a dream with feet to it. It's a dream that goes somewhere. It's a dream that happens. It's a dream that becomes reality. And if you believe in it, boy, you've got some really cool adventures ahead of you. Some really, really cool adventures ahead of you. So I hope that you guys are sharing these videos with your team. Somebody asked earlier if they could share it. Heck yeah, you can share these videos. We want to get these out, because what's the goal? The goal is to get oils in every home in the world, right? And the only way we're going to do that is if we're all out there sharing. All right, you got to be out there sharing the oils to get the oils in every home. So we got to come alongside Young Living and help them with their mission of purpose, wellness, and abundance. My oil for tonight is Belief. It's one of my favorite oils. I love, love, love this oil. It's a tree oil, so it smells very, very piney. It's amazing, amazing oil, but it gets you to focus past your negativity. It gets you to dream big dreams and know that whatever you put down on paper and that you're willing to work for and go towards, that God's probably got a dream bigger than that dream that you just wrote down. So believe that it can happen. Douse yourself in believe oil tonight. Add it to your list of things, especially if you're a naysayer. If you tend to focus in the land of negativity and you don't believe that any of this stuff can actually happen to you, that's a really good oil. Really, really good oil. So just douse yourself in it. I love it. I put it on my hands. I put it on the back of my neck. I diffuse that thing whenever I'm in my grumpy zone and I'm SpongeBob grumpy pants. It's a really, really good oil to use, all right? So you guys ready for day 3? Y'all ready? Here we go. Jumping into day 3. Today we're going to work on chapter 3 in the game plan book. I hope I'm not giving you so much homework that you guys can't keep up with it. It's not all days will be as difficult as day 2. So if you're following along, we're in game plan. Chapter 3, day 3, chapter 3, they all line right up. I'm a Ruby personality, red personality, so it's all got to be perfect and organized and easy to follow and easy to understand. This is where we start getting past some of the fluffy vision casting stuff and get into some real meat and potatoes. So this is not going to be as fun as the last 2 nights of work, because we're going to talk a little strategy tonight, just a smidge. You're going to get a lot of strategy later on in boot camp and a full FDA compliance training. I'm going to train you how to market your classes using social media. We're going to explode your businesses, like absolutely explode your businesses. Our team did this boot camp on a trial run as guinea pigs in July, and we saw a 30,000 OGV spike from it. So if you take the practices, the things that I'm showing you how to do, and you go apply them to your business, and more importantly, train your leaders. The training is the secret to the entire system. Train your leaders to do what you're doing. I can't wait to see your guys' posts. February is going to be the most exciting month ever to watch, because your posts are going to be so much fun with your OGV rising and just watching that. I'm so excited for you guys. So chapter 3. We're doing a Young Living Quick Start Training Guide tonight. So again, we're just going to get really, really serious with what we're doing. I'm a ruby or a red with a bit of sapphire blue. That's the radio girl in me. It means that I like organization, but I also like passion and I like fun, but mostly organization. Organization is my favorite. I like to get to the goal with the least amount of effort possible, with very clear instructions and a defined plan and defined tools. No distractions. So this is that system. It gets you from point A to point B with the shortest amount of distance between, as the crow flies, all right? The goal is to set you free. And to set you free, you have to have a plan. You have to know where you're going, which we determined last night and the night before. So make sure you're getting your workbooks done. And then you have to have a plan for getting there. So the beginning of the book is knowing where you're going. Now we're getting to the how you get there part. All right, we're just starting the how you get there part. And this week is a doozy. Thursday and Friday, you do not want to miss those videos. They're really, really, really good content. Some of my favorite content in the entire book. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the 6 mistakes that every stagnant business builder makes. So if you're one of those people that you've had your business for a little while, you're just kind of sitting here for a while. John and I were there. We plateaued at platinum for 8 months. We were stuck at 130,000 OGV, and we're well over 220. Now, we figured out how to get past the plateau. So I'm going to explain to you what happens when you plateau and what to do. And it always falls down into one of those 6 things, the 6 mistakes that the stagnant business builders are making. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. It's a really, really good chapter, so you don't want to miss it. One of my favorites in the entire book. One of the most common questions that I'm asked with the business is, why do a Young Living business? And if that's the first question I'm asked, the second is, how? I don't want to talk to people about stuff. I'm not salesy. I definitely don't want to solicit my friends to buy things from me. My friend circle's not that big. I've heard it all. I said all of those things. All right. Those were all mine. How do you figure out your personality color is? Actually, there's a wonderful site you can go to called SharonHargrave.com and just type in Sharon Hargrave and then Jem's personality test. And you guys can take your own personality test for free and see what your personality color is, because that'll determine a lot about how you view things, all right? Can you share where we find out? Yeah, SharonHargrave.com, and just type in Jem's personality test, GEMS personality test, and it'll tell you. It'll tell you which one you are. So this is actually going to be the fastest training we've done yet. And if anybody's tired of 1-hour videos, if you guys start liking and high-fiving this, I'm going to hunt you down. Anybody's tired, these will be a lot shorter, a lot quicker. Right? It's hard for me to tell my story in like 20 minutes. I really, really tried. So I could actually end the book right here because it's really cut and dry. 4 things. Number 1, photocopy the 101 script out of the game plan book. That is the script that got me to platinum. I read those 3 pages 240 times to different classes. And that's how we ranked. Literally, like that's how we did it. Those pages. It wasn't making a store. It wasn't getting an aromatherapy certification. I have certifications, but I ranked before I got them. It had nothing to do with any of that kind of stuff, okay? It had everything to do with getting out there and teaching. So photocopy the 101 script out of the game plan book, practice it in front of a mirror, then open your calendar, schedule a class, get a couple of people on your couch, read the script, rinse and repeat. That's it. All right, that's it. So photocopy the script, practice it in front of a mirror, open your calendar, schedule a class, get a couple people on your couch, rinse and repeat. Even if it's only 3 people on your couch, it doesn't matter. That's 3 people you didn't have on your team earlier. And I'll tell you, smaller classes are a lot easier to get 100% sales in because you can focus directly on those people. It's the repeat that will get you to the diamond rank. It's the repeat. It is so simple. It's such a simple process, but it's going to require diligence. So let's dig just a little bit deeper into what day-to-day diligence looks like. I tell my business builders that if you do those steps that I just mentioned, practice your 101, get people on your couch, teach a class, rinse and repeat. Just read the script, read right off the page. If you do that 4 to 6 times a month in front of faces, you generally will end up with enough volume to reach the rank of silver in 6 months, depending on your class size. I can tell you we've got, of all of the silvers we have on our team, 100% of them hit silver in 6 because they were teaching 4 to 6 classes a month. So every silver on the Oil Ability team is a silver in 6, every single one of them. And it's because they're out there teaching, because we trained them to teach from the very second that they started their business, to get out there and repeat the script again and again and again and again. And I want to tell you, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're standing in front of a room of 20 people. There's a lot of ways of doing classes. And when we get into the classes, the different types of classes, you'll see there's many ways of sharing. All right, many ways of sharing. So don't be discouraged if that's a system. I would recommend sticking with 101 classes. I do not advocate for make and takes, and I'll tell you why when we get to that section of the game plan book. All right, I'll tell you why. I think it drives people away from Young Living's site. So generally, if you're out there teaching 4 to 6 classes a month, that's enough to hit the rank of silver within 6 months. Depending on class size. If you're teaching one-on-ones, it's going to take you a little bit longer. If your class takes 2 hours with setup and teardown, so say you go in there, you bring in your kid, you got a couple of books on a table, you're talking with the host for a few minutes, people come in, you teach a class, and then you pack everything up, you talk with the host, answer some questions, and then leave. So say it takes 2 hours. It only takes me a half an hour to teach that one-on-one class, the one that I put in the book. But say it's 2 hours because you're bonding with the people that are there. That's a commitment of 12 hours a month to run your Young Living business. If you do 1 class a week, which is what most of my leaders do, that's a commitment of 8 hours a month. That's 1 day a month. So you're working 20 days a month at your job, which has you stuck. If you commit 1 day beyond that, that 1 day can replace the 20 days. Let me put it another way. If you're working 160 hours a month at a job that will not give you freedom, surely you can commit 12 hours a month, instead of 160, 12, to a weekly 2-hour class and some follow-up for a business that is going to grow and set you up for retirement. Okay? Surely you can commit that, all right? At the beginning, it's really tough. It's downright impossible sometimes, downright impossible. As a homeschooling mom of 5 who is anchoring at 4 a.m., 5 days a week, I get it. But here's the thing, you're going to have to squeeze it in. You're going to have to squeeze it in alongside the things that you're doing right now. You got to find a spot in your life where it fits and then put it right in that place. So for me, I couldn't teach on Tuesday nights. I couldn't teach on Wednesday nights. I couldn't do classes on those evenings because I had to go to bed at 7 o'clock so I could get up to anchor news at 3 o'clock in the morning. So teaching a weeknight class wasn't a possibility for me. And we've kept a promise ever since we started our business that we didn't teach on Sabbath. So if I'm not teaching during the week and I'm not teaching on Sunday, then that doesn't leave a whole lot of options. I had Friday and Saturday, and that was it. Friday and Saturday to get it done. So what I did was I would teach Friday night and then I would teach Saturday morning. Then I took the next weekend off because I had to have some family time because I'm anchoring the whole week, right? Then I would do it again, Friday night, Saturday morning. So what is that? That's 4 classes a month. And I had 2 weekends completely free despite my full-time job, all right? And it's hard because you got to juggle it alongside what your schedule looks like. So for my schedule, it was Friday night and Saturday. That's when I could get it in. If you make a commitment for consistency, consistently in your classes, that is what is going to get you to rank. That's what's going to get you to rank. Now, as your check grows, you can start kicking a few things off your plate, even though it's really hard at the beginning to squeeze it in. And there's going to be many days where you're tired and you just want to give up. But if you keep pushing at it and keep pushing at it, you'll be able to to drop a second job, pay $25 a week for a cleaning service, hire a mommy helper 1 day a week just so that you can work, hire a low-income mom in your town to help you with mailings or help you get ready for your class. And once you reach silver, it's a snowball. Picture a snowball, all right, on a mountain. And at the beginning, you're pushing the snowball up and up and up and up the mountain. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's hard. It's hard to push it. You're tired. Your arms are tired. Your head is tired. You got snow on your socks, okay? It stinks. The snowball stinks. But there's a point where you get to the top of the hill, and the snowball starts rolling down the hill by itself. I say it's about silver rank. By the time you hit silver, which is why I wrote the book to get you to silver, by the time you hit silver rank, that's when you can really start evaluating the things in your life and say, okay, now I can cut this and cut this and cut this. You guys have a lot of really great questions about where I'm holding classes, make it takes all that. We have a whole chapter on the specifics of holding a class, and I'm going to address every single one of those questions when we get to that, all right? If you're having issues with the video freezing and starting again, it could be your internet connection, and so I would say just wait till the live video is over and then go back and watch the replay because you should be able to watch it when it's not live streaming. So let's see where I left off. Once you reach silver, the snowball is rolling down the hill. It's moving, okay? It's going. And that means more time to step away. It's more time to be with your family. It's more time to train leaders. It's more time to regroup. I now limit my classes to 3 classes a month max. At least one of those 3 is taught online so that I don't have to leave my home. And I do leadership training every Tuesday night with my team. So every single Tuesday we're on and we do a Go Team video training on Facebook Live every single Tuesday night. That's 6 hours of work a week is what I'm putting in, plus a couple of hours to do follow-up and train leaders and answer emails. That's pretty sweet to work about 10 hours a week, even with classes, to make a platinum salary is awesome. But I had to push a snowball up the hill to be able to get there. Admittedly, I do work harder when I'm doing a boot camp, all right, or when I'm writing a book or when I'm holding a retreat. We got a big retreat this weekend for our team, but my work week still averages about 10 to 15 hours a week. So with my full job anchoring, I was working 40 hours a week, and then some weeks I would work closer to 60 hours if we were doing a fundraiser for the radio station, or if I was working on a feature that was really intense and took a lot of time to do it. 60 hours. I'm working 10 to 15 now. 10 to 15 hours. I cut 5/6 of my work week off. And my paycheck is 6 times higher. So this is a better choice. So it's hard when you're fighting alongside at the beginning, you got them side by side and you're trying to juggle it all on your plate, but consistency is the key. If you continue doing it again and again and again, 1 class a week, 4 to 6 classes a month, just hit the pavement, hit the pavement, hit the pavement, hit the pavement, it's going to grow. You're going to have people that sign and get kits. You're going to have people that get on Essential Rewards. There's going to be more no's than yeses. That's standard network marketing numbers. 75% of people will say no. But hold on to the yeses, because the yeses are enough to grow your massive team. They're enough to get you bigger and bigger and bigger. Kimberly just hit silver. Congratulations. Kimberly, you should share your testimony on the boot camp you did with us in July. So maybe your goal is to replace an entire income. All right. I want you to, the big thing here is to determine how many classes you want to hold by knowing your why. You got to have a why in place to know where you're going with this business. So in layman's terms, you have to know what your goal is. You need to think through your reasons. If your reason is to replace an entire income, then you got to be holding 4 to 6 classes a month. If your goal is to get your oils for free, get your belief for free, right? Then 1 class a month is sufficient. 10 people underneath you on Essential Rewards is usually 10 people underneath. All right, we're having a few connection issues. I might need to go out in my living room and get close. All right, I think I might relocate for you guys so that we can get a little bit of a stronger signal, which means you get to hang out with my southern family. You guys cool with that? We were doing really, really good, and then, I don't know, it's going kind of crazy on me, so let me relocate. I'm going to come out here. No, it keeps going. There's my husband. Isn't he amazing? He's like, no, you're fine. It keeps telling me it needs to reconnect. It keeps reconnecting and then pausing my video. Okay. So I'm just going to come out here. I'm at the tail end. Follow with me, guys, 1 second. I'm going to come out here so we're a little bit closer to the signal. Ben, could you go grab my game plan books out there? Ooh, we got a whole house full of people. We're at the tail end of what we're doing anyway, and then I'll wrap up with you guys. So I don't know. You'd have to ask your papa, or you can ask the 10,000 people on this training. How about that? That's my 4th born son. Oh, there's the little.
Hello.
Okay, so The big thing here is just determining how many classes you're going to hold. You got to know your why. And in layman's terms, that means you got to know what your goals are. You got to think through your reasons. And if it's to replace an entire income, you're going to have to teach 4 to 6 classes a month, or it's going to take you a really long time to rank. If it's to get your oils for free, 1 class a month is sufficient. 10 people under you on Essential Rewards is usually enough to be able to get your oils or any supplements that you want for free. Maybe your goal is to double your grocery budget or to go on a vacation. Whatever it is, here's the rule. If you treat your business as a business, you're going to get paid as a business. If you treat it as a hobby, you're going to get paid as a hobby. So make a commitment, set hours, and run for it, and then grow. Ben, could you go get the 2 books in there for me, the game plan books? Word of caution, though, I want to tell you, it grows fast. Okay, if you're out there and you're teaching 4 to 6 classes a month, it's going to grow faster than you anticipate it growing. So set tangible goals. Put a number on your paycheck, know where you're going, put your vision board where you're going to see it, the one that you made yesterday, like a bathroom or a bedroom wall, pray over it, revisit it in a few months and just see if you've made any of your goals. And then put check marks on the dates with your board so that you know when you hit things, all right? So here's your homework. You guys ready? Knowing where you're going. I want you to set tangible goals. If you're following along, go ahead and grab the game plan workbook. I'm going to go to chapter 3. In the workbook, this is how to begin a quick start training guide with just 2 steps. Very, very simple. Practice your one-on-one lecture, give your one-on-one lecture, rinse and repeat, all right? You got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month worth it for doing this business alongside your life for a season until you can drop a few things off of your plate? The strategy has been the same from all of the diamonds that I've interviewed, and I've interviewed dozens and dozens of diamonds. Adam Green, when I was with him, I said, Adam, what did you do to hit Royal Crown Diamond by the time you're 24 years old? He said, meetings, lots and lots of meetings. So in Canada, they call it meetings. We call it classes. But it's true. I mean, and I look at the anatomy of all of the people that I've seen hit diamond. They're all out there teaching. They're all out there teaching, right? So if you think that you can run this business without sharing the oils with people, it's going to be really hard. Really, really hard for you to do that. So every time I ask what the key to their success was, I get the same answer. Classes, class after class after class. There is no secret platinum pill or diamond pill that you can take to rank. You're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to do it. So your assignment is to prepare for your very, very first class, all right? And maybe this isn't your first rodeo. Maybe you've done this many, many times, and it's okay. It's all right. Just hear me out on this. So on page 10, if you're following along on the workbook, I want you to practice the 101 again and again and again. And every time you practice it, just put a check in the box. So by the time that you go to do it in front of your mom or your sister, you totally got this thing nailed, all right? Because you've read it through. It's 3 pages, super easy. As soon as you're done with that, then I want you to do this bonus assignment for all of the overachievers out there. I want you to create a vision board. So what I want you to do is have tangible dreams. So here's your mission. Go to a craft store, spend $3 on a canvas board, and spend an afternoon cutting up some magazines. I am giving you permission to use rubber cement. Totally okay. Go for it. Cut out pictures of your dreams. For me, it would be the boat that I talked about in the first video. Cut out words that you want spoken over your business. So very specific words. Print the rank that you want to be off of the Young Living website. Pull a check out of your checkbook. Write the number that you want to see on it for your monthly pay, and then sign it with Mary Young's name. It's okay because we're not cashing that. So you're all right. Just don't tell Mary I told you to sign her name, all right? And then glue that with tons of glue on your vision board. Put it where you can constantly see it. And then as you pass it, read the words on that board aloud. Put it in a place where you can always see it. Speak life over your dreams. And then when you're chicken about booking a class, I want you to look back at that board and remember why you're doing this. It's because Young Living is your way out, but you've got to put the work in and you've got to start digging. So here's a picture of my vision board. Right there. I actually have a few vision boards because my team at one of our retreats made me a vision board too, and super crazy, blessed my socks off. I was a blubbering mess when they handed it to me. So you can do it. You can make it. And maybe you don't have supplies at home, and that's totally okay. Just take a piece of paper. Look up some things on the internet, look up some pictures and stuff and put it on there. But the biggest thing is you got to have tangible goals. I want to see a goal for your paycheck. I want to see a goal for your rank. So don't just put up there freedom. Like, you need to be really specific and put things on there that are only 1 year out. And then what I do is, as things happen off my vision board, I put a check mark next to it, and then I'll even write the date that it happened. So when I look back at my board over the last year, I can see all these dates of the Lord answering every single one of those goals that I had and every single one of those prayers that I had. It's awesome. So initial goal for me was to get oils. Then it was to pay off debt. Then it was to take the kids on a cruise to Venice. Now it's to see all my friends and my family become financially free. It's to see this cycle of poverty just ended and over our family and over our friends. You're going to meet your goals if you see them every single day because you know what you're working toward. And there's power in the spoken word. So writing the words that you want spoken over your business this year, cut them out, write them out, put them on that board, right? It literally changes the direction of your feet and your mind when you're deliberately speaking life over yourself, where the positive statements are coming out of your mouth constantly. You're not speaking death over your business, you're speaking life. I don't want to hear, I can't hold classes, I can't do this, I don't know enough people. That's death, folks. That's death, all right? You need to speak life, positive. If it's not positive coming out of your mouth, if it's sarcastic, if it's negative, zip the lip, okay? You don't want that over your business. You don't want that over your business. So find things that you do want spoken over your business. Poverty over, that's a good one right there. Find things that you do want spoken over your business, and those are the things that you focus on. Those are the things that you say out loud. All right. So I'm not going to toss any more homework assignments out to you. I do want you to read chapter 3. It's very short. You should have it done in 10, 15 minutes. And I want you to work on the chapter 3 homework assignment with the vision board because I figured it would take you a little bit longer to get that done. But I do want you to know that I'm not going to do this without giving you a tangible way to do it. All right, these are about very simple, tiny baby steps. We've created an awesome tool, an Appendix K, in the game plan book. If you haven't had a chance to check out Appendix K, you're going to want to go take a look at it because it is incredible. It's awesome. If I have any people out there, any of the emerald personalities, the greens and the reds, you really, really, really are going to love. Hey, we're back again. I don't know why we're having connection issues tonight. I think it's a spiritual attack, so if y'all want to pray over it, I would totally appreciate that because we've done tons of boot camps, tons of video trainings from this house and never had an issue with it before. So chapter K, if you guys have your book and you want to look at it, I just want you to take a look at it with me. It's an accountability worksheet, all right? It's right here. So this is chapter K right here, the accountability worksheet. I'm going to read a couple of quotes to you from it. Woo-wee! Need some more prayers, guys. Keep the prayers coming on our internet connection tonight. A dream is just a dream, but a goal is a dream with a plan and a deadline. So a plan and a deadline. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible to visible. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Proverbs 21. Okay, so there's 3 things that will grow your business and 3 things only. You're going to hear me repeat these 3 things over and over. Holding classes, getting people on essential rewards and following up with them, and training leaders. So that's it. Classes, follow up, leaders. That's it. If you're doing anything outside those 3 things, you're not growing your business. This sheet walks you through those 3 things every single month. So I want you to fill it out before the next month starts and then get an accountability partner and check in once a week. Maybe that's your spouse or your mom, and that's totally okay. It's a 5-minute check-in. So if you look on here on the sheet, we'll go through it a little bit more tomorrow night. Part 1 goes through classes. Part 2, our business benchmark wish list for the month. So know where you need to teach. So you're focused on those legs that you need to grow to rank. You don't want to teach on your strongest leg if you're waiting on your second leg to be able to hit silver, to hit executive. Part 3 is raising leaders. So set tangible goals with who you're working with in targeted places on your ranks to rank up. On your legs to rank up, all right? So it's awesome. You know that you've well strategized your team when your OGV and your legs cross at about the same time. So the day that we hit platinum was last November, not a month ago, but a year ago. We hit it. And we had our OGV cross 100,000 at 8:15 in the morning. And at 11:02, our 4th leg crossed. And we were platinum, and both crossed for the first time the same day. So that's a well-strategized team when they hit right at the same time like that. You know that you've been doing well, keeping your legs, having your legs keep pace with your OGV. So part 4 is making good follow-up goals, who you need to talk to, who you need to connect with. And then part 5 is set business hours, treating your business as a business and not as a hobby, all right? Okay, you guys survived day 3. Believe it or not, I did it in 35 minutes. Woo-cha! We did it. We already talked about homework, but I'll run through it again real quick. You're gonna turn to your workbook in chapter 3 and make your vision board and practice your script. I want you to print off that 101 script and read it. Check off the boxes as you practice it over and over and over again. Make your vision board. It sounds chintzy. I swear to you, I'm a red personality. I don't like wasting time, but I'm telling you, the stuff on that board happens. Like, it happens. So you want to be speaking that over your business and over your life. So write it out, like get it on a board where you can see it, visualize it, pray over it, and run for the goal. You want to put that in a place where you can see it. For day 4 boot camp tomorrow. So day 3, you need to read chapter 3 in game plan. You just watch the video, so you already got credit for that. And you need to do your chapter 3 worksheets in the workbook. For day 4 tomorrow, we're going to talk about the 6 pitfalls that every business builder makes. I've hand trained probably around 12,000 leaders now in the last 2.5 years, either with boot camps online or in person at large events, in person at very small events. And as you train that many people, you start to see a pattern that forms in your leaders. If I look out over my organization, the ones that are stagnant for one of 6 reasons, and only these 6 reasons. They all fall under one of these categories. So we're going to hit that hard tomorrow, and you can see if you're one of them and maybe find your Achilles heel so you know what to work on. It's going to be a really powerful night. You're not going to want to miss it.